It is 3 o'clock in the morning. The idea is to do Baviaanskloof, obviously starting at East London, aka home. Work our way through the Baviaanskloof. We will stay over at a eco lodge at the Rust, and then from there we will make our way to Melkbosstrand. Next morning will be Atlantis, Dunes, Klein Tafelberg, Boegelberg and Marcus-Kraahl. Unfortunately, Marcus-Kraahl did not happen because of some vehicle damage and a specific me who took a wrong turn down a grade 5 4x4 outing route, which put us a day behind schedule. We did however end the trip at Titty's Bay, which translates into English as Boobies Bay. But first, 3,000 kilometers of playtime, 9 vehicles, let's get this trip on the road. We started with a 7-car convoy leaving East London and 2 more vehicles that would join us in Cape Town. And as you can see, the excitement just glows from the chaps with pure eagerness. Tried to keep the stops to as little as possible so we could cover as much tarmac. A quick breakfast / coffee stop just outside of Klaberga, which was much needed, keeping in mind we have an 80 series Land Cruiser with us. We simply love fuel stations. Talking about 80 series, the plan for this trip for me was to also go in my 80 series, but a week before leaving I had some mechanical issues which luckily for me led to opening the motor. Keeping in mind, chaps, this old girl has over 412,000 kilometers on her. I decided to get the entire motor rebuilt just for that extra peace of mind, and so I thought I'll put my trusted Hilux once again through its paces and tackle a 4x4 trip, which, as you chaps know, is not my strongest point. Leaving the highway after almost 4 hours, we turned off to start our first bit of very dusty gravel, entering the Baviaanskloof from Potensie side, going towards Willowmore. And if you have not been here, and you really enjoy mountains, gravel, camping, outdoors, and just pure natural beauty, chaps, put this place on your bucket list. A definitely to do. Entering the reserve here at the Baviaanskloof, it is 63 Rand per person. They don't charge you per car. They don't allow firearms in here. If you do have, you need to declare it. And yeah, I think you need to have a sense of humor because you'll be shaking around quite a bit here. The Baviaanskloof is almost 200 kilometers from point A to point B, keeping in mind with plenty of different accommodation available, from bush camping, organized campsites, tree houses, cave chalets, to just old simple bed and breakfast. Plenty of 4x4 routes to choose from, mountain biking trails to explore the Rocky Mountains, or simply take a hike to a high point and enjoy the sunset. This place just offers so much. As you will see just how the scenery keeps changing, from switchbacks high in the mountain passes to almost forest-like canopy thoroughfares with numerous little yet refreshing river crossings. You can explore this place once a month, and I can almost promise you will find something new every time. Now with all the beauty and scenery comes the unfortunate too. Buddha's got the first flat wheel, but with plenty of moral support, he was up and going in no time and still smiling from ear to ear.
Nice bracket, mate.
While some was very happy with parking off in the middle of the road, we were getting ready to exit the reserve and check out our first camping spot for this trip. The travelling tortoise, all set up. Some are more set up than others. Nice and cozy, and the cabin's right to the back there. So yeah, 350 Rand per person per cabin here. It is about probably 5 k's or so outside of the Rust, and it's 110 Rand per person at the campsite. So
They've got bar facilities here, there's water facilities, there's a beautiful swimming pool. Alright, beautiful showers. Got a toilet over here. Chaps, we are styling here, styling. Our first day, first night, travelling tortoise.
So, as mothers all do, they love to cook and feed, putting out a spread, while others were still hard at work securing their tents. It didn't take long before the boys recapped the day's events, and our mate Pops got the slow card.
Him, Terry, fast.
80.
On the gravel road he was fast, on the tar road he was fucking slow.
With loads of chirps and laughters, the evening turned out to be a social delight. With plenty of good food, great company, this trip was off to a great start. The next day found us at Melkbosstrand. We booked campsites at the O Skip. In English it translates to the old ship. Where also I got the opportunity to meet up with not just an amazing person but a mentor, Albert Gary, who popped in for a morning coffee. Also Atlantis Dunes, only 15 minutes away, which will be our first playground on this trip. Or not.
Atlantis Dunes.
Now, instead of me speaking my mind and telling you chaps what I truly think of this place and the management, I rather advise you before going to this place to make sure you are clear on their rules, because that too only applies to some, as in my experience. Needless to say, we did not play on the dunes, leaving with a somewhat bitter taste for this place. With that, we were off to some actual fun and proper 4x4 places this beautiful Western Cape has to offer. Klein Tafelberg next. So, ties back up chaps.
Hy is ons alweer besig om te pomp. Pomp.
Klein Tafelberg. Not even 2 hours from Cape Town, you will find this gem of a place. They offer bush camping, chalets, and not really on the list yet, but we got it. Mountain camping on the 4x4 track. I'll get into that one just now. So after settling in quickly, the chaps were keen for some playtime, and with not too much daytime left, we opted for the highest point. A picture or two and then back to camp. That was the plan. We were told very clearly, do not take the red arrow. It is a marking for the grade 5 4x4 route. Now don't judge me chaps, I'm colorblind and the light was poor. So yes, a few of us ended up on the path of no return. This is where Wynand and myself camped in the mountains on the 4x4 track after we got horribly stuck, and not because of the lack of trying. But with no lockers and not enough clearance, we had no option but to wait for the help next day and light. The morning started off quietly. I would say peacefully, but that would be a lie. Because the reality for today was we had to get these iron horses out of the mountain's stomach. And looking at where we had to go, and then looking at where the crowd / recovery were coming from, this could only be one adventure that will never be forgotten. But the morning was only the start of this recovery, which, so by the way, took almost 6 hours. Just have a look at some of the step-ups, the rocks and angles, but also the amazing views. Just a quick shout out. This young man Dolph, who runs the show here at Klein Tafelberg, an absolute champion. I reckon if it wasn't for his expertise, his help, we would never ever have gotten this highlights out of this grade 5 playground. Now back at camp, the chaps couldn't wait to get stuck and play for themselves. So off we went again for round 2. But this time we would only do a few sandy tracks, or that was the plan, and then head off to Boegeberg. But not before some shake, rattle and roll chaps on Milkshake Hill. Here the cruiser came into its own, but obstacle Stevens Hill claimed the radiator and forced Terry to get towed back to camp. Still smiling and with high hopes, Big B stayed with Pops, organising a new radiator but calling it a day, and decided they should go back home. The rest of us Well, we were promised of some more 4x4 fun at Boegelberg, and sticking to the plan, we got camp set up, a fire going and some ice cold refreshments going. This place is a little paradise, chaps. The next morning the chaps were up and ready to go early. Just looking at the surroundings, we knew we had some fun awaiting us. And it wasn't long before the rubbers started looking for some traction, wrestling their way with the gravel and dust, moving the iron horses slowly forward. We're not even an hour on our route and we've lost our first candidate. Graham in the Nissan Navara decided to jump out and he's walked back to camp. We'll catch up with him a little bit later. So yeah, it looks like we'll be doing the loop here without the Navara. We'll take somebody else will drive the car. Snow is turning around here. Hello, what's it like? You enjoying it so far?
Loving it.
It says Clip Hayes Come. That's the next one up here. That's where we wanted to camp last night, but as you can see the roads are not very forgiving. Boy, this is the Navara whose owner very politely left him behind, and my brother is behind the steering wheel from New Zealand. Boy. And here's Wynand in his 3-litre beautiful Isuzu, making it look easy. Our sleeping partner in the mountains when we get stuck. Well done, Joa. Okay, it doesn't make it look that easy now. I think he's doing it on purpose, trying to give good footage. That's what he's doing. And here's the ablutions here at Clip Hayes. Absolutely beautiful. Tell you what, absolutely beautiful. Chaps, if there's a place to stop when you're along the Western Cape, this is definitely one of them. Boegelberg, top dollar. It's got a couple of huts up in the mountain like this. This is one of them. As you get to Clip Hayes, there's two options. Groenvlei, which takes you into a marshy area where they've actually closed it off. They do tell you beforehand, do not go in there, it's always wet. And then you can turn right, which way we are going now. Going back all alongside the mountain, I thought I'd give my mother a chance to experience driving in the mountains, and she pleasantly surprised me by enjoying every bit of it.
Ek wou eers sweet, maar I believe it because unbelievable. I do it. I can.
Well, until she saw this, and maybe just as well.
O God, nee, sklippe. Ha? Nee, my God. Yes.
Look my help.
Volgende ek gaan weer. Sorry.
Yo.
Yes, was mother I have indeed. And after walking her to safety, we took the vehicles down the hill one at a time. Very doable and really an amazing experience. And this is why you do not leave your vehicle in the mountains for someone else to drive. Sorry Graham, these things happen, brother. Had our fun here at Boegelberg. It is just on 4 hours with a lot of stopping, so very doable. Really exciting route. All the chaps are ready now, and we're going to go and fill up at Graafwater, and then it's about an hour and a half, maybe hour 40 to Paternoster. Paternoster. The first stop will be the Panty Bar. Buy some crayfish and relax before taking a drive down to Titty's Bar, not far from here, where we will spend our last night camping right next to the ocean's edge. But let's first admire all the hard work that's gone into this bar, chaps, with a very cold refreshment, or maybe two.
What do you think of the trip so far? Did you have fun?
With fun had by all, and chaps commenting like that, a cheers or two was much appreciated. But even more than that, the time spent with my 70-year-old mother and two brothers on a trip like this is just priceless. Titty's Bay, in English that would be Boobies Bay, is only a stone throw away from Paternoster. This is a nature reserve which also allows you to camp right next to the coastline. They have bra facilities, ablutions and plenty of wind. I'm sure wind gets generated here, but it's still just an amazing place nevertheless.
Good job.
This is awesome. The sun setting.
One of the nicest places in South Africa, with the nicest people after a whole week of 4x4, even though we lost half the mates along the way. I think this has been an absolutely epic trip. What do you think?
Epic indeed.
Epic indeed, man.
And my good mate Willable, he's in charge of supper tonight, making fresh crayfish tails with garlic butter and a salad. The only thing that could make this more perfect for me would be my loving Lizzie to be here with me. Moments like these are meant to be shared, chaps.
Hope you chaps enjoy this adventures with Gravel Travels. There's a big shout out to all my friends and family, making not just great memories sharing these adventures, but ticking a box and bucket list definitely on my list, and something that will be spoken about, or stories that will be spoken about for many more evenings around the fire, I'm very sure. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you out camping very soon.